Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the Shades End and welcome to this brand new video. Now, it's an absolutely scorching day out here. It's very hot, but I like to make my videos outdoors, so here it is. So, this video I'm going to make about I made a similar video almost a month back, but I did not upload it. So, this was about the transfer news and mainly about the players that should be brought back from the loan system, the Chelsea loan system, to play for Chelsea in the coming season if we have a transfer ban. So I the reason I did not upload that video about a month back was that I thought that I need to work on it in terms of the players that should be brought in. I feel that there is a little bit of change in my thinking of the players that should be brought in. The players I thought should be brought in that time, I think there should be additional to that, because the way our current crop of players are playing, especially our players who are so experienced but still not playing good enough, we need more of our loan army to come back to us. So that's the reason I guess I'm gonna make this video once again. So here we go. So I'm starting with from the defense as usual. I think our best player on loan this season has been Kurt Zouma. Now I understand where many people say that Sari doesn't like his style of game. Maybe he has not improved or he doesn't bring the game Sari wants, but then this season has been terrific for Kurt Zouma and for Everton. The way he has played for Everton, the way Everton has played in the Premier League, except Man City, nobody has gone to the Goodison Park and got points and full points out of them. So Kurt Zouma has been a big player for them, one of the main players for Everton this season. So he is, I think, the best player of all the players that Chelsea has loaned out this season. So he should always be brought back and should be tried out. Now it all depends on the one more thing which should be looked into is the manager itself. Now, to be frank, to tell you that we cannot go ahead and bring a new manager if we have a transfer ban, first and foremost, because what will he do with the same crop of players who have sort of attitude issues, maybe have a lot of player power. There's also a lot of fans expectations. If a new manager comes in, he will bring his own style, and if he doesn't get the players he wanted, it would make no sense. So with the transfer ban, Sari has to stay in. Sari should be given the that time as well, because it's just his first season. Maybe second season things might be a little better. So with the transfer ban, first thing has to be taken care of is Sari stays in. Now, keeping Sari in, like Sari is the manager, we have to look into the players that we bring in. So obviously Zouma would be the first player, should be brought in. With David Luiz, Gary Cahill, they don't look to be at the best of forms. You can expect David Luiz to play once in a while, play well, but I don't see him go out there and do very well. I mean, there's so much of problems in our Chelsea defense with the terms of all the errors that are coming, all the goals that we are conceding. Every match we're conceding like 2 goals. It's pretty much every match is like the same thing. So I guess Zouma and Rodrigo, and then Christensen to a certain extent, could be a good 3 pair up. I mean, obviously 2 of them will be playing at a time. It will be a good thing, and then David Luiz comes in times. Maybe Tomori. I will talk about Tomori a little later. Maybe he can also be tried out. But I think these 3 and Zouma comes in. So with this, will be a good thing. We'll bring in Zouma, Kurt Zouma, according to me, the first player who should be brought in next season with the transfer ban possible. Then let me go to the other side, Azpilicueta. The fact is he is the captain of Chelsea. Also the fact is he doesn't have any competition at the Chelsea team, in the Chelsea squad. Zappacosta is not favored by Sari. He hardly gets any time to play. He had even in the Europa Cup matches against Dynamo Kiev and Slavia Prague, I mean, he doesn't get a chance. So it just shows that Sari doesn't like him as a first choice or as an alternate choice in that matter. So in keeping that in mind, and also the fact that Azpilicueta's game has also declined a bit over the last couple of years. He's not the player he used to be 4 years ago. I think he needs competition, and with the transfer ban, because we cannot go ahead and buy a world-class player in that position, I think Reece James, though he's very young, he's 19, but he was part of the young team of the year in the championship, and I guess that he is good enough to come back to Chelsea. He's 19, as I said, but I think he will be good to compete with him. And there will be some matches where he can come out and play when Azpilicueta, because if you look at it, I mean, Azpilicueta is playing every match. He's playing every match every 3 days, 4 days, whenever he's playing. Like a couple of weeks ago, we played 3 matches in 7 days, and he played all of them. So he can also get injured, and that would not be good. So at times we need players who can, come in and do the job. And I think Reece will also get to learn from him, because Azpilicueta, no matter what, he's an experienced player right now. And so it will be great for Reece as well. It will be good for Chelsea. He will bring on some young blood. He has been with Chelsea from the age of 6. So, and the way he's playing right now, he's quite a natural choice that he comes in and then plays. And whenever he gets time, I'm still believe Azpilicueta will be number 1 choice, but he gets in whenever it's required. So I think he should be one of the players who should come back. On the other side of defense, I think Ola Aina, but then again I'll come to it. If Ola Aina comes into Chelsea, either Emerson or Alonso has to go. Obviously Emerson is okay for, according to me. Alonso, I'm not sure. Will he go on loan? I'm not sure. I don't think Alonso will go on loan. He will like saying that if you don't want me, give him a clause, I'll get out of this place. So, just a couple of seasons ago, Alonso was, there was talks that he might be going to Real Madrid, or Real Madrid wants him. So from there till now, it's been quite a bad journey for him and for the club, for Chelsea itself. So if Ola Aina comes in, we'll have to see if Alonso, what Alonso says, because we can only have 2 players at that position. Emerson for me should be there, and Ola Aina comes in. Ola Aina plays for Torino in the Serie A. Torino is number 5 or number 6. They're doing pretty well. They're not a traditionally strong team, strong team like some Milan, Inter, or Juventus, or Napoli. They're doing pretty well this season, will always be finishing either 5th or 6th. So I think Ola Aina should be looked into and brought back. So here goes Kurt Zouma, Reece James, Ola Aina. Now we come to the midfield. It's interesting here. Kovacic is not going to stay. He's most likely moving to St. Petersburg. So now what we do over here, we already have Jorginho. I think he will be still there. Kante will be there. Ruben Loftus-Cheek will be there. Now it's important to see who else can be brought in. Now obviously Ethan Ampadu, I think, should also be an alternative. He's already with Chelsea. He should be an alternative to play whenever Jorginho doesn't play. Because again, just like Azpilicueta, Jorginho also plays every match. So we need him to also get some rest at matches, and every match he cannot play. So that time Ethan Ampadu was thought to be, he will be coming in and maybe get some match time. Obviously at this moment I guess he's injured more than anything else, so he's not getting any chance of playing for Chelsea at this moment for the last couple of months. But I think Ethan Ampadu should be one player. Rather than sending him on loan next season, he should be Jorginho's replacement. Mainly also the fact that Kovacic is leaving, which is also is kind of a good thing to happen. Now there's one other player I think should get a chance. He won the Dutch league last season with PSV. Had he not been injured this season, he would have been playing Champions League with PSV. Obviously PSV did not do that well as Ajax has done in the Champions League this season, but I think Marco van Ginkel, the forgotten man of Chelsea midfield, should be given a chance. He has done pretty well playing for PSV. It's about time we give him a chance to go for it, to show if he is good enough. Otherwise we have to sell him. It doesn't make point that so many of our Chelsea players are on loan, and some of them don't even get a chance, but they're playing for some decent football clubs. Marco van Ginkel, if he was not injured, he should be one of the players in the midfield of Chelsea. He should be brought in if required. Obviously it depends on the manager, most likely will be Sarri, to decide if he plays or not. If he doesn't play, if he doesn't make into the team, it's better he's sold out, because it's so many of these players who are not getting chance, and year after year is on loan. And I think Marco van Ginkel should be given a chance. Now you guys might be at this moment thinking about Mason Mount. I'll come to that. I'll come to Tomori, Mason Mount, and Tammy Abraham also, what I think about them. Now let's go to the wingers. I don't see there's any other, before the wingers, just I think that there's no other midfielder I think should be brought back other than Van Ginkel given a chance and Ethan Ampadu given a chance. And coming to the wingers now, and whenever we talk about wingers and Chelsea wingers, we first start with Eden Hazard. So I'm not sure if Eden Hazard is leaving or not. There's a good chance he will be leaving. Now understand, one fact that it came in the news that a couple of weeks ago, some of the Chelsea players were saying, David Luiz or Christensen, I think, was saying that Chelsea has Chelsea Football Club has told them that no player is going to be sold out with the transfer ban. So, if that being said rather, it could happen that even Eden Hazard might also be told not to go now. But if as per the news that's going on, if he is also already a pre-contractual agreement has been put in place that he's been leaving around about 85 million euros, then that will happen. In that case, then what? Obviously, we know Pulisic is coming, but Pulisic is no Eden Hazard. He will do his bit, but he cannot do what Eden Hazard can do. So, in case, say, Eden Hazard leaves, we have Pulisic coming in, but we have Hudson-Odoi who is injured, and I don't see him coming back to Chelsea first team football before November, at least October, because to be at least fit to a certain level, basic fitness, it will take him till August, maybe September, and to be match fit, it will at least take him October. I don't think it will at least take him 6 months for sure. It cannot be before that. So keeping that in mind, I think we'll have to deal with Pulisic, Willian and Pedro. So do we bring Kennedy? Do we bring Musonda? It's something I ask you guys. You guys let me know. I'm not sure. Should we bring Kennedy or Musonda if Hazard leaves and Hudson-Odoi injured? Because also there is one more thing about Hudson-Odoi we should all remember, that is that Hudson-Odoi also could be flirting of leaving Chelsea and going to Bayern or some other club. He comes back, plays a couple of matches or a couple of months, and in January he could be gone, or he could leave for free next season, next summer, that is 2020 summer. So that is also something to look at, but I think he will stay for the time being, and Pulisic is good enough. Pulisic, Willian and maybe Pedro will have to start with it. Maybe Kennedy comes in, because Kennedy is hardly getting any games now. I'm not sure if he's fit, if he's injured or not, but he's not getting any match time. Checked it with the Newcastle team the last couple of matches. I don't see him even in the subs bench also, so I'm not sure what's going on over there. But certainly I think Pulisic coming in will be helpful, but if Hazard goes, it will be a big loss. So I don't think any other wingers will be coming in, but I want to hear from you guys. If you let me know if Musonda or Kennedy should come in. I'm not entirely sure, because I don't know if they're in that kind of a form where they can come and make a difference. But either ways, you never know. But then I come to the most important part. Two most important parts. This is the second most, is the striker situation. Now I don't know what to say on this part. Like, I'll tell you, Giroud most likely is going to get a 1-year extension. Good for him, and I think good for Chelsea, the way he has played currently in the last couple of months. Then Higuain, where this is placed, a lot of people are saying that Higuain is going to leave. If that being said, I am a Higuain fan, and that's where I'm coming from. I feel that Higuain should be staying with Chelsea. I'm not sure if that's possible or not, but if Chelsea is letting him go, it will be pretty foolish to do so. If you look at Giroud's goals in the last couple of months, most of his goals are against Europa Cup sides. He has not scored many goals against the Premier League sides. If you look at Higuain's goals, most of his goals are against the Premier League sides. If you saw his goaling in Burnley, it just showed how good a player he is, a good finisher he still is. So I, for one, think that Chelsea should give him 1 more year. I'm not sure if that will go well. We need special permissions or something to get Higuain to stay with us for another 12 months. But I, for one, do believe that Higuain should be given more time at Chelsea. But then I don't know what will happen at the end. Now, there is 2 more players coming in. Michy Batshuayi. What do we do with him? We have really played with his career to a certain extent. Last year, this time he was with Dortmund. At the start of this season, for 4 months, he was with Valencia. And right now, he is with Crystal Palace. He's not getting any game time. I don't see him staying with Crystal Palace. So he comes back. So either he gets match time with Chelsea or he gets sold. Because it cannot be that we keep a player and keep on sending him on loan for 4 months, 6 months, and he doesn't get any chance with us. It really looks bad. So I think Michy Batshuayi should also be given a chance. But then the question is, I'll come to Michy Batshuayi, what happens to Tammy Abraham? So I'll come to Tammy tomorrow and Mason Mount a little later on. fact about when I started with Michy Batshuayi, let me complete on that. We can do something which came into my mind. I'm not sure if this can be possible with the FIFA transfer ban, but if it is possible, what we can do is a loan swap. Now, as a loan swap, I'm not sure it can actually be done, but let's say, for example, we have interest in Luka Jovic, who is from Eintracht Frankfurt. I think there are other clubs like Real Madrid also be interested, but what if we get that player on loan and we get him and get Frankfurt Batshuayi? So we get Jovic and we send Batshuayi on loan to them. We keep in a 1-season loan, that is a 12-month loan, with the possibility of signing them once the transfer ban, a Chelsea transfer ban, is moved. We don't have the transfer ban, which we won't have the transfer ban next season, next 2020 summer. Something like that can be done. If something like that can be done, if FIFA approves it, if FIFA allows that, maybe there is a chance we can do something like that. But if Michy Batshuayi is not favored at Chelsea, if Sarri doesn't want him, we can do something is we can let him go, we can sell him, or we can give him we can swap him in a transfer loan swap. We can get Jovic, or we can get Mauro Icardi, and we send him to that other club if that other club is also willing to do this kind of business. But this will be a good thing for us. 12 months where they are on loan, and then after that there's a possibility of signing them on a full deal, and by that time Chelsea's transfer ban will be over, and that could actually be a good thing for Chelsea, a good thing for the player, a good thing for the other club as well. So that is something we can do. So now, in all these things, where does Tammy Abraham stays, where does Mason Mount comes from, where is tomorrow starts from? Then these three players are important from our point of view. Now, these three players should be brought back to Chelsea. It's simple. However, there's a catch to it. According to me, is they both are playing for, these three players are playing for clubs who can get promoted to the Championship. So Tammy is playing for Aston Villa, and tomorrow and Mason is playing for Derby County. And both the teams can either, one of them can be promoted or none of them get promoted. Now let's say if one of them get promoted, the team which gets promoted, the player of that team stays with that team. So when Aston Villa already has asked for Tammy Abraham for one more season, he has scored 25 goals. I expected him to score 30 goals, but he scored 25. It's very good. So if Aston Villa gets promoted, there's a very good chance that he stays with Aston Villa, plays Premier League football. He has done that a couple of seasons back with Swansea. He scored 6 goals. But scoring 25 goals in the Championship doesn't mean that he can score 10, 12 goals in the Premiership. Premiership is really tough. But still, he can stay with Aston Villa, knowing the fact that we have Olivier Giroud, we might have Michy Batshuayi. There's a chance there would be Higuain. I think Higuain should be given that 12 months extra, but I'm not sure. But if Tammy gets to play more Premiership matches, he will get to play with Aston Villa than with Chelsea. And unless we sell Michy Batshuayi or we let go of Higuain and it's then only Olivier Giroud, only then we can bring Tammy Abraham back. Otherwise, I for one think that Tammy should be with Aston Villa if they get promoted. In case Aston Villa doesn't get promoted, then Tammy should be brought back to Chelsea and should be given chance over here. Now this same thing applies with Mason Mount and tomorrow. In Derby County also gets promoted, I think Mason for sure should be with the Frank Lampard team, because he will get to learn much more under Frank than he would be at Chelsea. And also one more season with Derby will do him much better, and Frank will also be a better coach to teach Mason. So I think if Derby gets promoted, Mason Mount for sure should stay. And I think even tomorrow he should also stay with Derby. He will get just more match time. We will just think about it. We have 3 defenders at least in Kurtzuma, Rudiger, and Christensen, and maybe David Luiz will stay. Then what will we do with Tomori? So rather than that, we can let him, if in case Derby gets promoted, then there we can allow him to stay with them. He will get much more game time. He will get Premiership experience playing more matches than he will get to play when you have such players like Zuma and Rudiger in the team. But in case Derby doesn't get promoted, then obviously we have to think of bringing them to Chelsea and see how it goes. If they play well, then good. Otherwise, we'll then send them to loan. So all these young players, whether it's Ola Aina, whether it's Reece James, whether it's Tammy Abraham, whether it's Mason Mount or Tomori, or any of the other players who could be out there, should be brought back in case it is the most favorable thing to do. And if they don't do well, maybe that time we send them on loan to a Premiership club. There could be also other players who can be brought back, but I think these will be enough for more or less. But you guys can let me know which other players you think should be coming back to Chelsea. I, for one, don't think Bakayoko or Alvaro Morata will be coming back. They are pretty much settled in that respective teams they are, and it's good for us, good for them as well. I think they will be ultimately sold to those respective clubs and will get some money out of it. And I'm also not expecting Victor Moses to come back either. But then you guys can let me know which players I might have missed, which you guys might think should come back. Let me know in the comment section below. I think that overall the transfer ban could be a good thing for us if we can bring some of our youngsters who have been with Chelsea for years to play for their parent club. That way it can only be good for Chelsea and good for these players. I mean, what bad can happen? Our seasoned players, our World Cup winners, our Champions League winning players who are playing currently with Chelsea are not doing that well. So let us bring us our young players and see how they do. They will also make mistakes, but what will happen bad? They will get to learn from those mistakes, and they're young. They can only be beneficial for Chelsea Football Club. So I still feel that the young players should be brought in, but you guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section. So until next time, which is the coming Sunday, the Manchester United versus Chelsea match. Until next time, see you guys. Bye bye.